Hi everyone, Katie here. Welcome back to another layout video. Today I am scrapping some pictures of my trip to Peru. I am looking through this book to get some inspiration. It is from the library and it was published in 2005. So it's super old, and I just thought it might be fun to look through to get a few ideas. I'm not trying to follow any sketches or anything like that. Just look for, techniques and things I see that I might want to use again, reuse, try out. So for this, I wanted to do some paper tearing. I know that is not exclusively like a, something that was done a long time ago or anything. A lot of people still do that, and I still do it. I've done it many times, and now I'm gonna do it again on this layout. So I also wanted to try to use up some of my scraps. You can see my scrap bin. It's one of those iris containers, and it is full of paper scraps. I probably need to go through and do some purging. I do that once it starts getting too full. I go through and find, little scraps that I know I'm not going to use, or paper that I just didn't like, or, things that I know I can get rid of, which I know I need to do soon, but you know what, now is not the time. That will be something I do another time. So I have this piece, came right out of the scrap bin. I'm tearing just the edges so that it is not a full mat, but kind of gives a little border around. Right now the top picture, and now here the lowest picture. Again, getting that torn edge like I saw in my book, and just kind of adding something a little different to my paper. Now this background paper, it's like a green, a very pretty, limey kind of green, almost, mixed media style grid paper. And this is from Vicki Boutin's Color Study. That is her newest collection, and I must say I love it. I bought a lot of it, and I haven't used a whole lot of it, which I hate. I'm a strong proponent of using what you have. But I think I finally have, pictures that kind of match some of it. This, that you see what's in my pictures, in case you can't tell, these are like greenery covered cliffs right up against the ocean. This was just at a park in Lima, Peru, where we went on vacation earlier this summer. It was absolutely fantastic. I've never seen any kind of landscape like this. I mean, I know it exists, it just doesn't exist around me. So seeing this was spectacular. So it got its own page, its own scrapbook page, just to say, wow, I mean, like, look at these cliffs, that was awesome. But then also, this was, my first time ever seeing the Pacific Ocean. I've been in the Gulf, I've been in the Atlantic, that's my side of the country, but I've never quite made it to the Pacific, so I had to go all the way to Peru, I guess, to see it. So that was pretty cool. Definitely worth scrapping, in my opinion. Now I have another scrap pulled out of the bin, a nice green piece. I thought the green just kind of offset the super lime green there, and kind of went a little bit more with the green color of the greenery in my photos. And while I think the lighting is not quite as good in my video, I don't know, I think it makes it look more like there is a bunch of different greens and they all coordinate, rather than, oh, I'm trying to match this green in the background paper because, there's so much of it. Just rather make it, in general, lots of greens. I also like, the torn edges, again, what I was going for, and, it's kind of hill-esque, which is what the, cliffs kind of look like there. So, I know for this, I'm just going to write my journaling right here on the page. Obviously, it's pretty clear, the black ink on the green paper. It's not too busy that I need another journaling box, and why not? I don't know, I was kind of feeling like this was more of a, journaling style scrapbook page. And you can see there's was our Peru itinerary, so I could make sure I spelled things correctly. obviously they speak primarily Spanish, and in case you can't tell, I speak primarily English. So things were a little bit different, and I definitely needed to do my spell checking for the things in Spanish. So here I'm just writing about our city tour, how we went to this park, that they called it the Love Park, and we got to be right here on the coast. We got to see these cliffs that went right down to the beach and the beautiful ocean. Unfortunately, because of this time of year, it is incredibly foggy, if you can't tell, but we were still able to see it, and it was spectacular. I was very happy with it. I hope to see the Pacific again someday. So that's what I'm writing in there with my journaling. And now I've got to figure out, what do I put for my title? I have more pictures of like the park aspect. This was more of the, the natural aspect of the park, which, I mean, in the middle of the city, it's not as naturey as a lot of parks could be. So I decide, okay, I'm going to use some of these thickers and some of my kind of extraneous ones. And I choose the word the and this puffy thicker that says beautiful that I'm trying to peel up without, crunching. The ones that they're puffy, but they have like the cardstock on top. If you bend those, you put a real crease in it. So I didn't want to do that. That's why I peeled the backing from the actual sticker. So I have the beautiful, and I thought I was going to use these black thickers to write out the word Pacific. I don't have any other black thickers, and I wanted it to have texture, and then I saw, what, I have a whole bunch of these, like, travel-y thickers, and these, in case you can't tell, it looks like they're punched out of, like, a map. So perfect for what I am doing. And don't worry, spelling backwards, I do end up spelling the word Pacific correctly, but I did have to check myself there. And, it's better than not checking myself. I must say, I have spelled things incorrectly. But then, it's just another story to tell most of the time, or something to go back and fix real quick. We've all done it. So now I'm done with like the main body of my layout. And I want to do some embellishing, add a little bit more, but I'm not really sure what to use. So I go to my ephemera box. Now this has all of the die cuts from one of the packs of the Color Study collection. So you see this cute little flower. There are a bunch of flowers. I'm going through all kinds of things. And I pick out a few pieces. I kind of wanted to put more, actually, because what you see right there, that's all that of the ephemera that ends up on the layout. I was thinking, that it's nice to have these big pieces, but I almost like didn't want to add more. Like I wanted to add more and I didn't, just because the embellishment is wonderful. I love doing it. I think it's great. But also I really think that my subject was also really great. So I kind of want to keep the attention on the photos a little more so I don't do a whole lot of embellishing. I do use a few of the stickers from the Color Study sticker book, and I use one line of the washi tape also from Color Study. I gotta say, I really liked this paper and I went a little crazy in the store. But another thing we've all done, right? So I am popping up my 2 ephemera pieces on foam. My thickers already add texture, so bringing kind of the texture throughout the layout is what I feel like I'm doing by adding the foam tape and foam squares to these ephemera pieces. And then, I just want to finish up with a few little stickers here. I've got a couple word stickers I'm going to put on. Snapshots of our lives, happiness, it says around here. And that will really, finish it up pretty quick. I do add a little sticker cluster here, coming up in just a second. Down by my washi tape, I think it adds, just a little something. a little something else to look at. But now, here as I complete my little sticker cluster, that will finish up my layout. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.